And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels, Chan the Man Miller, and Jordan the Wonder Chun Downey. What's
Hey
poppin',
guys.
dogs?
Hello there.
It's been a hot minute
It's been a while.
since I could podcast with my friends.
It's been a while.
Did I mention I'm sorry?
Actually, that's me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, man.
We've
We all
got
falter.
we've got a lot to catch up on. So let's just dive into it. This episode will be a little different than our usual ones. Usually we just bullshit around and figure out what we're talking about while we're talking about it. But today we've got a topic.
There's structure.
What structure?
Yeah. I mean, you don't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, or a flapjack is flat on both sides. Whatever they say, I don't know the term.
Don't take your chickens to roost until you've counted all your bags of gold, as Grandpa Henry once told me.
Yep, and don't eat the yellow snow.
But so where do we start? You know what? My name's Steven. I'm an alcoholic, and I have 35 days sober.
Hey, that's what's up, man. I'm proud
That's
of
where
you,
you
man.
say, "Hey, Steven."
Oh, hey,
Hey,
Steven.
Steven.
That's right. That's AA. I've actually never been to like an Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. I always forget that.
Well, if you guys haven't been watching our videos on Facebook, and we posted them all on YouTube now too, I am in a rehab right now, and I was in jail for a short little time there.
We'll call it vacation.
I was on vacation for a little while.
You were on a retreat.
Yeah, I went to Tahiti. It's a magical place.
Don't swim in the water. It's dookie water there. It's a lie.
But let's roll it back a little bit. If you watched our last episode, if you've watched our last few episodes, you know Jordan has not been on for a minute. And
Yeah.
I needed to make some amends with him.
As did I with you.
We had a misunderstanding, and some words were said because we were texting, and we did not understand the meaning of what we were saying. So things escalated quickly.
Very quickly.
And I blocked his ass. Because
I blocked his ass.
because I just didn't want to deal with him that night. And then I kept not wanting to deal with it and just pushing it away and drinking it off. And, I didn't want to call him when I was drunk because then I might get even more angry. And I was always drunk. I have pretty much spent the last year of my life drunk. At night, I mean, I was a functioning alcoholic. I wasn't trashed all the time, but as soon as the sun went down, the can started opening.
That was your ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. In addiction, we have rituals. I've learned this. And if, so like if there's a certain time of the day, I remember you saying like after work,
6:30.
That's 6:30 is your time. That's actually very common with addicts, dude. So I completely get it.
And so I didn't talk to Jordan for a bit, and he was missing from the podcast. And you
Yeah.
already know this story if you listened to the last podcast, but I want to tell it again. So there was one night I decided to get drunk, and I mixed it with a medication that I had been off of for a while, and I didn't remember why I got off of that medication. And then I quickly remembered it's because I am prone to sleepwalking. And so I get up, I get drunk, and in my head, this is how it happened. Now, I know the story may seem different to Chandler, but in my head, we were playing Magic. Then the next thing you know, I decided to go to bed. Then, I wake up and Chandler is cussing me out. And Chandler does not cuss mofos out.
Yeah, something's wrong if he's angry.
And I'm so confused. And he's like, dude, what the fuck? I apparently got up, entered his room, whipped my dick out in front of him, God, Callie, his cat, and everybody, and proceeded to pee upon his Xbox 360, his TV stand, his dish box, everything but the Nintendo Switch, thank God.
Pretty much everything that Chandler holds near and dear to his heart. He's a gamer.
And what did I say to you, Chandler?
You said it was for a European podcast.
Now,
he's still funny when he's out of it.
European, get it? I didn't even get that. Like, your mom told me that I said that, and it took me 10 minutes to be like, European.
You're like, I thought of that?
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that was me. Like, I'm not that witty.
Right. And if you're not in the bathroom, you might be, European, dude.
And so
I don't know.
I went back to bed, and I just went right back to the room after it happened, and I wake up to Chandler screaming at me, and apparently I was trying to play PlayStation 2. I don't know. I might have been blackout. It might have been. I didn't drink more than usual.
Well, the medication, though.
Yeah, the medication.
Alcohol and certain medications just don't mix, bro.
Yeah.
And I get that.
If you want to Abilify, do not drink.
Right.
But Chandler has had some hard feelings toward me. And as you can tell by his face, he's still not, fully healed, but he's here on this podcast. Which
he's here to let the show go on, despite his indifferences or differences with you.
And it's just, I fucked up with both of you. Yeah. Whether I meant to or not, I did, and I let my drinking fuck stuff up.
I'm proud of you for saying that, dude.
And, I'm sorry doesn't cut it. If there's a way that I can make things up to y'all, I will try. Because that's what making amends is about. It's not about saying you're sorry. It's about how can I make it right.
Yeah, it's showing you're sorry and you saying it,
So I want to say I'm sorry, but I want to show that I'm sorry as well, and I'm not sure how to do that. But we can work that off the air.
Yeah, we can talk about that, dude. I mean, we all have, in all relationships, like we all have shit we have to work on, I mean, I'm sorry too. you weren't the only one who was completely in the wrong either. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it means the fact, honestly, the best thing is you being able to like see it and just be like, I screwed up, but damn it, you're still my friend and I'm sorry. And like, I want to get past it. That's the most important thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's what buddies do, you just get through it.
And I also let it get in the way of me attending William Vinnie Johnson Douglason III's wedding. So
gotcha.
if you're out there, Mr. Vincent Douglason, I'm sorry that I let that get in the way as well. And part of it was, just full disclosure, part of it was the ride was going to be super awkward because Chandler was still mad at me and we were going to ride together. But he was kind enough to where he didn't want me to miss my friend's wedding. And he said that I could still ride with him. But I turned it down halfway because of the awkwardness and halfway because I had a feeling there would be drinking going on and I wouldn't be allowed to partake in it. So I'd rather just stay home and drink.
Yeah. I mean, I get that too. You know what I mean? Like going to rehab, everybody's like, don't drink around Jordan and this and that. And I mean, that kind of stuff, it almost like you feel left out, or you feel like you don't want to be treated differently because of a problem that you have or because of how people might perceive you,
Exactly.
So I do get that. I actually had a talk with Dad, interestingly enough. He's having a friend come for his birthday and we're all going to hang out. And he, sat me down and kind of asked me, he was like, is it cool if we drink? Like, Chris called and asked if we could drink on his birthday, if that would be cool around you. And I said, dude, I would be upset if you guys didn't drink. Yeah. And it's not like, he said, I might have a drink, not like, hey, can we get shit-faced hammered in front of you? You know what I mean? Right. It was like, hey, can we just be bro? Like, can me and Chris be bros and like, just, celebrate his birthday? And I'm like, dude, if you change anything about your life involving those things around me, that actually upsets me more than you. I was like, I respect you and I appreciate the fact that you would ask, you know what I mean? Because that is cool for them to ask, but I don't want anybody to change what they do or celebrating or anything because of me.
Exactly.
And so you have to just throw that out there with people, dude, and it'll help out.
But at the time with William's wedding, I wasn't in recovery. I was in addiction and I wanted to drink. And I didn't want to go to a place where everybody might be drinking and Chandler wouldn't let me, which, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's a good buddy.
Yeah, and not because he's a dick, because he's a good friend.
He's a real friend.
I mean, he tried to talk to me about my problem, and the thing is, I knew I had a problem. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with it because I was like, "What's that country song? Like, I don't have a drinking problem. I got a drinking solution or something like that."
Yeah, no. People say I have a drinking problem. I ain't got no problem drinking at all.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, you don't have a problem drinking. You can do that easily. But the after effects,
but it's like,
cause problems.
The thing is, I had more problems that I thought alcohol was fixing. And really, it was just numbing them and putting them off.
Exacerbating them.
Because another thing you might know if you had been listening to the podcast is I was homeless for a while.
Yay.
Yay.
Just real quiet, like a real quiet cheer.
And part of that goes into, I was crashing at Chandler's, and the night that I did the European podcast, Chandler was like, you need to. I don't even remember if he said you need to go or if I said that.
I didn't.
You didn't. I just offered to leave.
You just left.
You see, I thought I had been asleep for like hours. Apparently, it was like maybe 10 minutes I had been gone. But when I came to, I thought I was asleep. I thought that it was like 5 a.m. And, I left. And I went to my parents and I set up shop in their pottery shop.
Which reeked of
Old dog.
it was like a pungent old dog smell, yeah.
And so I stayed there about a week. And then, I kept telling people I was going to stop drinking. And I didn't. And then I decided I was going to stop one night. And then I found out that an old friend of mine, my first best friend, really, had offed himself. And I decided I was going to use that as an excuse to drink more. And then me and my parents got in a fight, which I'm not going to get into. But what I am going to say is it ended up with me getting a DUI, a couple charges, and 2 weeks in jail. Now, in my opinion, other than the DUI, did I do anything like drastically bad enough to deserve 2 weeks? I'm not, just because the case is still open, I'm not going to talk about anything, but I'm like, I didn't murder nobody or no shit. Like,
oh, yeah. Well, you'd be in prison if you did that shit.
Well, obviously.
But which is way different from jail. Prison is, they about it there, dude.
But
Prison's worse.
Yeah, we'll get back into the jail stuff because I got a lot to talk about with that.
Actually, okay, can I talk about something real quick before I forget?
Yeah.
That okay, so you said your buddy had committed suicide. So since I've been gone, I have part of my thing too was I was dealing with a suicide in my family a couple weeks ago. And my cousin, he's 20 years old. He ended up shooting himself in the kitchen when his brother and his brother's wife left to go out and eat dinner. They all lived together. And then, my cousin walks in on his little brother in the kitchen and, he never left us a note. And he had actually tried to reach out to me prior to this, like a few weeks prior, the cousin who committed suicide. And I was really close with him. He actually lived with me and my mom when they were kids because his mom had some legal stuff, and I'm not going to get into that, but I was really close to this kid. And like, I'm dealing with it my own way, but it's just, I never got back to him when he tried to reach out to me because I knew he was going through his addiction stuff and I was dealing with stuff and I was selfish. And so I never got back to him, And so like dealing with the whole suicide thing, I've never had to do it. but now I do. And so I've dealt with a lot of stuff, a lot of shit. You know, Steven, you know my life. Uh, so it's something I can handle, but just know that it's kind of crazy how, you know, the timing of things, you know what I mean?
Right.
With that. And so I get the whole wanting to use because of, you know, a death in the family and all that.
But the thing is with me, and I was just being shitty. I was just using it as an excuse. Did it upset me? Yeah. But if I were sober at the time, would it have upset me enough to relapse? No. I was
Right.
just being an asshole that wanted an excuse.
Yeah. And that's what we do as addicts, dude. We always find a reason. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
always find a reason. Whatever reason that is, we find that reason.
We're sad, let's drink. We're happy, let's drink. It's a Tuesday, let's drink.
I've been doing good lately, even though I haven't. Let's drink.
And
but yeah,
so I had decided, you know, I was going to go the next night back to celebrate recovery, and that didn't end up happening because I spent the next 2 weeks in jail. And then I got out, and I'm now in a rehab, halfway house type thing. It's really chill for a rehab.
You totally skipped the computer being broken.
Oh, I'm getting there. So I get set up in the rehab, and we get the computer over to me because I'm allowed to have all my stuff. I'm allowed to podcast here. And we believe that somebody may have dropped some of our stuff. I don't know if I'm staticky to you guys, but
yeah.
Am I?
You are popping here and there.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold on 1 minute. You two talk for a second.
Okay.
I'll pick up where he left off. He got all set up with the computer and whatnot.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened along the way. We just know it got over there. He plugged it in, got everything set up, and it wouldn't turn on at all. So he calls me freaking out. It's like, it won't turn on. What do I do? Da 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 da. And I'm sitting here like, well, it worked fine when it left my house. But I hadn't touched it for like a week. So I was like, well, my brother Jarrett was heading up there like the next day. So I was like, just give it to Jarrett, let him bring it here, and I'll see what I can do. Plug it up, doesn't turn on. I'm like, well, that's not fun.
How about now?
So we turn it. You don't seem to be popping now.
Is now better?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently one of the mics got dropped. Because it when it got to me, it wasn't in the nice little rubber band holdy things.
Uh-oh.
So I apologize for me popping and locking during the first half of this podcast.
Yeah. I guess we should have said something about it.
Yes, please.
I mean, I just didn't even really acknowledge it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Chandler, that's your job. Call me out on my bullshit.
Chandler, you are the tech wizzy.
Hey, make sure your audio's still recording in Audacity now.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, it's still good.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Thank God that's not an issue. Remember when we used to do, that was the worst, and it would always happen to me in my mind. So I always felt so bad. I'm like, I guess I'm just bad luck.
Steven, I was continuing the story. I stopped at the part where I got the computer and it wasn't working. So then after the computer wasn't working, you know, when I got it, it was refurbished, so I got insurance on it.
Right.
Trying to make the claim online, wouldn't let me make it online, said I had to call the manufacturer because it was under 1 year. Turns out refurbished items only have a 3-month manufacturer warranty, which I think is bogus
Yeah.
because that's just enough time for it not to break.
Well, and if you invest into a warranty, then that's like their backhanded way of like sliding out of it and getting money out of you.
Yeah. Well, it was
Which
like it wasn't one you pay for. It's the like everything comes with a default warranty. It
oh,
was
I
the
got you. I got
default
you.
warranty. But I
Yeah. So
also bought the extended warranty.
I
But the
got you.
extended warranty wasn't through the manufacturer. It was through Allstate, company called Square Trade that's powered by Allstate.
Gotcha.
Are
So I
you
get
in
the-
good hands?
Are you in good hands?
I get a hold of them, and they make it all confusing, mumbo jumbo.
Of course.
They're like, "We need a copy of the receipt." I'm like, "Okay." I mean, it should be on file, but whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, but we still need you to send us a copy of it." I'm like, "Okay." And she said she sent me an email to send the receipt in. Now, on this email, all it did was send me to the link online that I couldn't get past because it kept saying I had a manufacturer warranty.
They were giving them the the runaround.
No, she actually wasn't. She just didn't give me the proper information. I was supposed to reply to the email she sent me with a picture of the receipt.
Gotcha.
She didn't say that part.
Yeah. That's
So
just bad customer service on their part for not
So I call
specifying.
back the next day, and the person tells me you're supposed to reply to it. So I do that. They tell me I can ship it to them, or I can take it somewhere and get it fixed and send them a picture of the receipt, and they'll reimburse me. Heck no, I ain't doing that. No,
Yeah.
that's too sketchy for me.
Mhm.
So I shipped it to them. They told me it was going to be like 5 to 7 days at max. It was 2 weeks.
Did
Took
you threaten
2
them?
weeks.
Did you like
I didn't call or anything. It took them 5. It said after they got it, like it probably took like 4 or 5 days for them to get it. After they
right?
got it, they sent me an email. We received it. It's gonna take 2 to 5 days to assess it. I'm like, are you kidding me? Well, it took them the whole 5 days. Then a shipping, they said they were gonna do 2-day express shipping. They printed the shipping label Thursday. So I assumed FedEx would pick it up from them or they would take it to FedEx. Well, Friday rolls around, still just shipping label print. Saturday rolls around, still just shipping label print. Monday rolls around, they finally get it. I'm like, okay,
Mr. Chandler,
cool.
keep going, but I just need to say I've had 4 cups of coffee and I got to go to the bathroom.
I hear you. It's all right. We'll keep talking. Me and Chandler can actually do that. Me and you can talk.
Then Wednesday rolls around and FedEx. So I'm at my house yesterday till like 11:45
Okay.
because I went to eat with a friend. So I'm eating with that friend. I get an email alert. Couldn't deliver your package. I'm like, are you kidding me?
These guys are like the unsung heroes of America. You know what I mean? Like nobody knows them. They're just fucking everything up. They're real heroes.
So I had left a note on the door, signed, said leave it package at door and everything. Because that
Right.
normally works. They put on the package that they had to see my driver's license before they could release the package.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So Steven gets all irate, calls FedEx. Raising Cane with FedEx, they said they were going to try a second attempt. I'm sitting in Walmart buying me a new windshield wiper because my windshield wiper decided to fly off my car.
Uh-oh.
So, and I get a call. I'm like, okay. I answer, and it's like, this is so-and-so from FedEx. The driver said he doesn't have time to make a second attempt, that he's too far away.
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me? And then they're like, would you be able to meet him somewhere? I'm like, sure. So then she calls the driver back, calls me back, and is like, I gave the driver your number. I hope you don't care. It's like, you kind of should have called and asked before you just did that.
You should sue the shit out of them, Chandler. They gave your information away, bro. That's so unprofessional.
I gave your information to FedEx as well. They asked for a contact number, and I gave them yours.
Yeah, but no, that's fine. But they are not allowed to give any information out to anybody. You're not supposed to do that shit.
So after that, the driver called me. So it turns out the driver's the same driver that comes into Walmart to pick up the photos from the electronics photo lab.
Nice.
So I know. So it's a driver I knew. So I didn't realize that till I got there, met him up with him, but he called me. He's like, can you meet me here in 20 minutes? I'm like, sure. So I go to the place, get the package, and it's like, he said, yeah, we're not allowed to just take notes anymore. We actually have to have the person present because it's this type of signature needed. I don't even sign for it because of COVID. He signs it for me.
Right. He just
Hello.
Needs.
So he gives it to me.
You still there, Steven?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Anyways,
he gives it to me. Throw it in my car. I drive home, plug it up. It works. Steven gets off work. He's like, "Hey, you want to go ahead and bring it?" I bring it over, and then here we are.
Yay! We got a podcast.
We have a podcast again, guys. You know what, FedEx? If you guys are out there listening, any of these companies out here, I just want to tell you that you guys are the shit show, unsung heroes of America, and you really need more credit for what you're doing out there.
That is not what I was saying to him yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. There were more choice words involved.
I didn't cuss him out, but I did say I was like, I understand sometimes I will have to use FedEx, but I will do everything in my power to avoid doing business with you again.
Right, because you're like, dude, you guys are making this so hard on us to get this shit back.
And I love Chandler for going and meeting the guy because, dude, I was in a bad fucking mood yesterday. And then when Chandler said, I picked up the computer, I was like, yay!
Yeah, I remember you you called me or whatever, or you talked to me and you're like, so I went from super depressed and angry to I'm happy again because of the computer. It's funny, dude.
What were you going
to
say?
When we were setting up the computer, Steven had a major brain fart. A major brain fart.
Oh, tell us about it.
So we're looking for an HDMI cord, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look through all the cords we had and didn't have it. Sitting on his desk was his
Super Nintendo Classic.
Super Nintendo Classic was sitting on his desk, the new digital one.
That's right.
And guess what it uses? An HDMI cord.
HDMI.
Guess which HDMI cord it uses?
Dude,
the one I took from the computer.
I have a theory, dude. I think the Confound Millennial might have some type of curse when it comes to our electronics because, dude, remember when you guys ordered that HDMI cable and they sent you the wrong one or whatever, forever ago, and we were still at the apartment doing it, and we couldn't figure out what to do because they sent us the wrong stuff and mics weren't working, and we just, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
we got to lift a curse.
We got two of the same mic and one of them wasn't working, or it would decide when it wanted to work.
Yeah, y'all ordered a specific type of cord. I forgot what it was, but they gave you the cord that y'all already had or whatever.
We get our computer back and it doesn't work. we start podcasting for the first time and our mics popping for no reason halfway through. We probably lost a couple people in the first couple of minutes, but you know what? They don't love us.
They're not here for it. They're not real fans. But it'll be all right.
They're
Next
not our
time we'll
only fans.
Address. Start an OnlyFans? All right,
I mean,
start
we
taking
could.
pictures, Steven.
Of my
Goodness.
feet?
Of your stash.
Oh.
But sexy pictures of the stash.
Free mustache.
Just the
rides.
stash, nothing else.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you go
Not
to,
even the nose, not even the top lip, just the stash.
Just the stash. Like you have to edit out everything around it.
if you go to the Confound Millennials Instagram and check out, go all the way to the bottom, there's a sexy pic of me, my mustache, and me only wearing a bow tie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it. It's impressive. Guys, check us out on Instagram. Tell your friends if you like us. Like stuff, comment on stuff. Just, tell us how you're doing. It doesn't even have to be about the picture. You can just say anything at this point. Just comment. Check us out. We're out there.
You can even just comment.
We're posting
just say
daily
comment.
videos now.
Yeah, we are back and running, folks, and we're not stopping.
I can't stop.
Unless technology says to stop, then, we'll kind of have to again.
Which hopefully won't, but
No. If it does, catch
go
me
ahead.
outside with a couple sticks sending smoke signals out into the air as a podcast.
Like old school classic way to do it for sure. Dude, that's like, okay, can we just like talk about how do you do a smoke signal? Like what if it's in the wind? Like what the hell kind of signal? I guess it's just you just see smoke. There's not like a specific type of thing.
I think you do it like Morse code.
Yeah, it's like Morse
Really?
code.
Like
And you
Morse
put a
code.
blanket.
So the smoke's supposed to take a certain type of form, in other words.
It's supposed to be like a puff of smoke, a line of smoke, a puff of smoke.
Right. Okay.
Like it's how much smoke.
Well, shit, if the wind's blowing, then you're up shit creek without a paddle because
I'm
anyways,
sending
I just think
smoke
that's crazy.
signals again.
Dude, we're so lucky and fortunate to not like to be in the time, in the era that we are.
I'm so lucky and fortunate to not be in jail right now, man.
Yeah.
You are.
I just wanted to bring it back to that.
That's
And
cool.
because there are many, many stories from jail, and I would like to tell a few.
Please
for it.
tell. They're the best
Share
stories.
with the world.
Jail stories are literally the most interesting stories ever.
Well, Jordan, I told you a few of them. What do you think I should tell first?
Okay. I know exactly what I wanted. I actually was going to talk to you about this and I forgot to. Please talk about One-Eyed Chris and just how fortuitous it was that he was in jail at the same time as you.
So,
Wait, is that the homeless one-eyed guy that walks around town?
yeah,
You
that was
got it.
friends with our old meth dealing neighbor.
Our old delinquent meth dealing
I didn't know he
child
was
molester.
friends with the neighbor.
Yeah, he was friends with Clovis, man.
I didn't know he was friends with Clovis.
Yeah,
actually
he was
wasn't a
over at the
delinquent.
apartments all the time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So please tell us about One-Eyed Chris in jail. It's
So,
my favorite story.
me being in jail, I'm I don't fit in. I really don't. And so I'm trying
He's a
my
pretty boy.
best. I'm a pretty boy.
He's just not as calloused as some of the other guys who are in there who have done some shady, questionable things.
So I'm trying to pick who am I going to sit with. And I'm like, I'm going to sit with the least threatening person I can think of. And I see One-Eyed Chris. which it might be wrong of us to call him One-Eyed Chris, but he has one eye, and that's what everybody calls him.
Right. I mean, that's like his staple. Like that is the defining factor of Chris is, he's got an eye. He's got one eye.
But either way, I sit down and that's who I sit with every day at every meal. And every day at every meal, he looks at me and he says one of two things. Usually both things. This is some good food. And then, this is a very nutritious
meal.
We're eating the shit.
Can we all just establish that jail food is never good? Like it's like like you can eat it and it'll give you nutrients, but it's garbage food.
Like they had some sort of bologna type sandwich, and I don't even know what the meat was. It wasn't bologna.
Horse hooves.
But he just, every meal, no matter what the hell they fed us. Now, this is a very nutritious meal.
Or this is good food.
This is some good food.
I actually have a theory as to why he says that, though.
Is
he homeless?
No,
well,
I don't think so.
Okay.
I thought he was.
I think that he doesn't get a lot of meals out there in Cleveland town when he's not in jail. And so, like, he's just happy that he's getting a meal. And, like, I feel like, I know it's bad to, for us to think it's funny but, like, from that point of view, like I think that might be why he does that. You know what I'm saying?
As being an addiction,
you're 100% right.
Because a lot of people do that. They get put in jail so they can be fed 3 times a day and have a place to sleep.
But the thing is, being in addiction, I can also admit that this is still sad. But also, he probably wasn't eating because he was spending all his money on crack.
Right.
I mean, his best friend was a meth dealer.
Right. And a pedophile.
Yeah.
Or an alleged pedophile, my bad.
But so it's kind of like if you're going to choose food or meth, you're kind of up for being made fun of a little bit.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, it's like, dude, it's human beings laugh at other human beings' anguish. You know what I mean? Like, if someone screws up or falls or gets hurt, we think it's funny.
You should hear your dad when I talk about me peeing on Chandler's stuff.
It's hilarious. Now, I don't laugh at Chandler. I feel for him. But when you told me that, no, Dad told me that story first before you told me, because that was before we made up. And, dude, I lost my mind. I lost it, dude. I was in public. I lost it. It was the funniest. And I'm like, it doesn't make it okay. But what the hell, Steven? You're a cartoon character. How does that even happen? So
ripped straight out of some Seth MacFarlane shit.
Absolutely. So anyways, let's get back to jail.
Okay, so I already told you that I was not fitting in there. So my 2 cellmates come up to me, and they both gave me permission to say their names they went by, which is weird because they went by their given names. Last names, of course. No first names will be mentioned. But so Riggs and Midget walk up to me.
Midget's my favorite.
And the thing is, I'm like, you really want me to say midget? And he's like, bro, let me guess. You're politically correct on the show, right? I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, it's the only time you're going to get to say midget. Say it.
Yeah, because his last name was Midget.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Yeah, that is a strange last name. I'm sure he got a lot of shit for it, and that's why he's
Owned up to it.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, that's me, dog. That shit's Midget, bro. Like, you seen Lil Stank? You seen Dookie Shoes? No, I just seen Midget today, dog. I saw him in the bathroom, or I walked in on him in his room. He was punching the midget, if you know what I'm saying. This guy in rehab from Jersey used to say that if I was in the bathroom for too long, he'd be like, "You punching the midget in there?" And I'd be like, "Shut up, Henry. Leave me alone."
But the thing is,
Lord.
I was approached by Riggs and Midget, and they were like, yo, dog, you just stay with us, right? And so they were like my protectors while I was in rehab. I mean,
they were
in
your
jail.
spirit guides.
They were my spirit guides for real. And I was telling them some stories that I've told on the podcast before. And like they were like, how have you not been in jail before?
Very lucky.
Like,
very fortunate and lucky.
I told them about how, you know, I don't know. I'll tell it next time. I'll tell that story on the next episode. Today, I just want to focus on jail. But I told them about me getting sex advice from a pimp. And they were like, how did you not go to jail? But, dude, I learned a lot of stuff. I learned how to make pockets. Jordan,
Right.
Would you like to explain what a pocket is to Chandler?
Yeah, okay, absolutely. So when I was in rehab, I learned what a pocket was because a lot of people that go to jail go to rehab. And this is a reoccurring, this is like a delicacy in jail, by the way. A pocket, you take you a bag of ramen, and then you get like a little plastic bag, something like that. You put whatever protein you can find, dude. You can put anything in there. You can put chips in there. You can put crushed up Cheetos. You can put little Wiener sausages in there, sardines, whatever. And they mix this all together, and then they pour hot water inside of the bag with this concoction, right, Chandler? And they let the steam heat it up, they let it heat up, and then that's basically a pocket. It's a gumbo, but like a nasty hodgepodge of whatever they can find.
Gumbo.
It's prison gumbo, baby. That's a pocket. It's ramen, but you got to make sure you make it in a bag, that you pour your hot water in the bag, and you got to put all kinds of crazy shit in there. Otherwise, it's not a real pocket.
I actually decided to take instructions. I took notes on how we made ours. We made a pocket for 4. So what we did was we cleaned out our one of our bins that you put your stuff in, a big plastic bin. We cleaned it out in the shower. Then we had to keep the water hot. So I was constantly over at the toilet sink thing, flushing the toilet and keeping the hot water running. While they were, in the words of the notes, smash the fuck out of some ramen.
Yeah, you got to throw it on the ground.
Right. And then
right.
They took a spoon and they were dicing up like a nasty version of a Slim Jim. And then they mixed all the shit in the bin, which our pocket consisted of 1 hot pickle, 4 ramen, 2 Slim Jim things, some jalapeno cheese nugs, refried beans, and
God.
cheese and taco sauce.
I mean, that sounds glorious, magnificent.
It was, we'll get to that. Okay, so they mixed all the shit in. They added, the hot water in, and then they tilted the whole bin sideways to where they could shove it into the toilet, so all the hot water was in the corner. Like, it wasn't touching the toilet water, but it was in the toilet.
Right. There was a barrier, a buffer zone of plastic.
And then they put the cheese and taco sauce on the tortillas, and then they drained the water and made it into burritos.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, would not try again.
Dude.
What did it taste like? You got to give us something to compare.
You know that taste when you throw up in your mouth? Almost exactly like that.
This is a nutritious meal, man.
This is a very nutritious meal.
There's just like refried beans just rolling down his, like, the corner of his lip.
I also, apparently at the bottom of this, I made some notes about other things that happened in jail. Never say you haven't seen Straight Outta Compton.
Ever.
No. I got a lot of shit for saying I hadn't seen Straight Outta Compton. I got called racist for saying that I haven't seen Straight Outta Compton. And there wasn't even a black guy in that jail.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of white guys calling me a racist. Okay, yeah. And, there was something written on my jail cell that when I was in quarantine, because I spent the first 7 days by myself because of the coronavirus. And somebody had written on my jail cell this little nugget. John was here, and God, while licking his fingers, decided the popcorn was made with real butter.
Yeah, he might have suitcased some like crystal meth in with him, if you know what I'm saying. He might have shoved a little baggie up there and
prison wallet.
Prison wallet, yeah. He suitcased that thing and just started having these premonitions, if you will.
Okay, I also wrote down the books I read were The Gunslinger, You Don't Know Me by Nancy Bush, like a weird romance crime drama, and then the Bible. And the last thing that I wrote down, and I don't even know why, but don't talk about Legos.
That's weird.
I don't know,
they
man.
What, they like call you a pussy or something if you play with Legos?
No, like I have no recollection of writing that down. Huh. Maybe I had some stuff in my prison wallet. I don't know.
You suitcased in some Legos.
But guys, it's good to be out.
Oh yeah. I'm glad
I do not belong there.
Nobody belongs there. People
make
mistakes and put themselves there.
That's true. I mean, I've been to jail too, bro. Not as long as you, but I don't think that I belong there either, But I definitely put myself there. But what I will say, dude, is like all things aside, I am glad. I'm not glad that you went to jail. I'm just glad that you were sort of put in a position to where now you can make your life more fulfilling.
Right.
You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
glad that I went to jail. You're glad that I had a wake up call.
I'm glad you had a wake up call, dude. Right. That's what, dude, when I went to rehab, like, y'all, if y'all are fans, you know this story, but like, I had to wreck my car after 3 days of having I just bought this car. That was my wake up call, and where I was like, I got to go to rehab. You know what I mean? So
Right.
those kind of moments, like of realization, are important in our lives.
And, I'd like to say today we've talked, we've had some funny moments, but we've gotten a little more serious than we ever have before. And I want to end it like this. If you ever need to reach out to somebody, I don't know about Chandler, and I'm just throwing Jordan under the bus here, but like reach out to us. Like,
Right.
we are here,
Well,
you
go
know,
ahead.
we we will listen. We don't know the answers to a lot of things. But if you have any struggles with depression or drug abuse, we know what it's like.
Mhm.
And we can
Yeah,
at
and
least
and
give
it
the
helps to reach
advice.
out to people who know.
Yeah, it's good to talk to somebody. And so, you know, you can message us directly on Instagram or Facebook, and
Right.
one of us will get back to you. I promise.
Yeah, that's the thing about this is like we will use what we've been through. I will, and I'm sure Stephen will. My bad experiences with that stuff. If I can be a voice of reason in someone's life who's that low, like my cousin earlier, I don't want to miss the opportunity to do so. You know? And that phrase has gone through my head a lot lately is I don't want to miss my chance to be a voice of reason for someone who needs me to be.
So, Chandler, you got anything you'd like to add?
No.
All right, guys. Next episode, coming at you. Hopefully, we won't be as dark and moody, but we just had to let some stuff out, man. Life isn't always, shits and
Hmm.
giggles. Sometimes it's just shit. But
And
we
sometimes someone
definitely
gets shit on and you laugh at them.
but we definitely had some giggles this podcast too. But y'all stay saucy, you hoe bags. Enjoy a nice, nutritious meal today. And as always, thank you, boys, for joining me again. I'm glad that we could make amends. And this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Stirvin Michaels, Chan the Man Miller, and Jordan the Wonder Chun Downey.
Peace out, y'all. Stay saucy.